there. My name is Brenna Shiflett. I typically go by B, like a honeybee or a bumblebee. Um, I do not have a current EMS affiliation. I did do a couple of volunteer shifts up in Caswell County, but I'm currently looking on getting on into a paid position full time. My hopes are to get on with Johnston County, um, or even Waker Carey. Honestly, anywhere that'll pay me at this point. Um, I am currently certified as an EMT basic, but I'm scheduled to take my advanced exam in a couple of weeks, and I'm very, very excited to do that. I currently work at Aldi full time as a shift manager, and I need to get a job in EMS. It's what I'm looking forward, I think, to liking what I do, and not just showing up to work because I have to, but doing something that I really, really enjoy. And EMS is that for me. An interesting fact about myself, I actually have an undergraduate degree in neuroscience, and I went to school at a very, very, very small college in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania, called Westminster College. It's in the middle of Amish country, and so it was not uncommon for us to hear hooves outside of our classroom windows, and we would look out and just see horses and buggies going by all the time. And in town, there were little rails for you to tie your horses up in all the parking lots and like the coffee shop and the Dollar General and all of that. But as part of my degree in neuroscience, my institution had a rat lab for neuroscience research, and so I assisted my professor. She mostly focused on drug research, and her big area of interest was, okay, we know that nicotine makes pleasurable experiences more pleasurable, but can it make bad experiences worse? And we found that it did, actually. When I was a junior and senior, we did a couple of big projects having to do with that, and it did confirm our hypothesis, which was really cool. And then when I did my senior research project, I had actually gotten a concussion just before we started, and we picked our topics, and it actually took me out of softball for my senior year, which is a game that I had played for 15 years up until that point. And so when I was getting ready to do my senior research, I decided I wanted to do some sort of like minor traumatic brain injury research. And so for my senior research project, I actually looked at how diet can affect recovery from mild traumatic brain injury. And so it was really cool because I actually, in order to give my rats a mild traumatic brain injury, I dropped a little weight on their head, and they were knocked out. They didn't know what was going on, and I gave them some good pain meds and everything like that. And then I put them through a series of tests and had them on different diets, and I actually found that high-fat diets are the worst in terms of recovery from traumatic brain injuries because they cause oxidation in your brain tissue. And so as part of my project, not only did I do the behavioral stuff, but I also got to spend an extra semester working on it. And I got to dissect some of the tissue and stain it and look at the properties of it. And so it ended up being like a really extensive and really cool project. And I kind of miss doing that, but at the same time, I know that I hated working in research after I graduated, and I am definitely very excited to give medicine a try, and so far I'm really enjoying my time in EMS.